can't tell because I can only tell you one thing from the future. Your future. And it's the reason I'm here.
Great. I can't wait to hear it, future man.
Jake, the film guy, Microbudgeter.com. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can have the best customer service this side of the Mississippi. If you're brand new to this channel, go ahead and mash that subscribe button. You'll get Scottish accents and a couple of tips and tricks on how you can better market and sell your video production services. Doesn't matter what your niche is, you're going to find these tips very practical so that you set yourself apart from the rest of the glut of video producers now. Because everybody with a phone in their pocket can be a video producer, but you have a unique and God-given talent and a niche that you're serving in your community. So the first thing that you can be doing is offering the ebook. Well, maybe your customer doesn't need the ebook. I don't know what that might look like for you if you are a wedding videographer, but say for example, like with my business, if you are able to connect with other video producers and you sell them a product like I do my pricing tool that helps people quote confidently, accurately, and quickly their video production services, a lot of times I will throw in a copy of my first ebook for free. And this is just one extra thing that I can do to make sure that I am extending exceptional customer service to my customers. So figure out what your ebook is and run with it. The next thing that you can do, and this one's the most practical, we should be doing it all the time, even if it's for our W-2 jobs as video producers, and that is to upload your video for an unusual client. Now, if this is your boss, for example, in a W-2 job, you might not need to do this. This would be probably overkill in that context. But let's say you're serving another department and you don't normally do a video for them, or you have a video client. You upload that video to YouTube, and that way they have a very portable link. Everybody, even my grandparents, not my great-grandparents, but even my grandparents can play YouTube. All generations can access YouTube videos, and then you also upload it to Vimeo, and you let them know in the same email that they can watch it here and download it here at Vimeo. Let's face it, Vimeo may look great, but it's slow as Christmas. It takes forever to buffer, and that's why we want to use the YouTube. It's super portable, it loads quicker, so on and so forth, but with the Vimeo they can download at any given time, and that way you can get away from, I should say, using a cloud service, because we've all had our share of problems with cloud services, whether it's batch downloads or whatever the case may be. There might be a hang up there, but with a Vimeo, you can tell them to just hit the download button and then they have a copy for their own personal offline use. I would additionally give them the audio file. That's one more way that you can show exceptional customer service. Now, on top of doing those things, make sure you're actually doing an early delivery, meaning if you tell them you're going to take 2 weeks, yes, you want to under-promise and over-deliver, certainly in this regard. Get it to them in half that time. If you tell them it's going to take you 5 days, get it to them in 2 days. You want to make sure you are ahead of that schedule that you give them. I highly recommend that at every point in your first, second, third, final draft process. Additionally, you want to make sure that you can give them some kind of stinger, maybe a hook. I would give them a cut, a 15-second, for example, 15-second opener from that video that they can use on their social media if it's applicable. Now, if you're doing a wedding video, a bar mitzvah video, they might not need the 15-second hook, so use discretion here. But nonetheless, especially with Facebook and everybody that's just a smidge older than me and older using Facebook, I really think 80% of a page's users on Facebook, I don't think it's limited to just my companies or the companies that I've worked for. I think it's probably, if you were to look at a large data set, you would find that you have 80% of a Facebook page's users 35 and older, which means it's now an old platform. I mean, it's been around since 2004, and so a lot of those users that were early adopters have gotten older and aged with it, and everybody and their mom's on Facebook. All that to say, because Facebook is still so relevant, there might be a place for that 15-second hook to live. I talk about that elsewhere. I'll link it below, why the 15-second video matters, especially when it comes to online viewership on Facebook. Additionally, I would have the original footage in the cloud. Now, I talked about this a minute ago. The problem with batch downloads can be frustrating, and that you have to explain to your client or end user that you might want to just download a single file at a time. But nonetheless, you should still put that footage in the cloud and let them know, hey, here it is, download to your heart's content. A couple of the other things that you can do that will express your gratitude to this client: send them an old-fashioned thank you note. Now, going back to the 35 and older example from Facebook, a lot of your clients are going to be in that bucket, and so they grew up with snail mail. and there's still value to it because the older generation appreciates it. Now, as the older generation passes on and we have more baby boomers take that mantle, and then the Gen Xers, we're going to see less and less value placed on the thank you note in that form, but it's still viable. It's still appreciated. A handwritten thank you note. And there are services you can use online. Google them if you feel like you have the most atrocious penmanship this side of the Mississippi. They'll do professionally curated handwritten samples for you. Or grab somebody that does have good penmanship to help you out. I would also consider, last but not least, a William Shatner thank you e-card from American Greetings. Now, this is one of my favorites. And William Shatner, for a lot of different names, will say, hello, Bob. Hello, Susan. Hello, Frank. Hello, Andre. And he will say thank you, or happy anniversary, or hi. Whatever the occasion may be, I love this all-purpose greeting card. It's somewhat customizable, and it's hilarious to see William Shatner get up and do a jig. So check that out, AmericanGreetings.com. And I said last but not least, I got one more bonus tip for you. But before we get to that, I want to encourage you, if you are a follower of Jesus, to use these God-given gifts for the glory of God and God alone. There's a lot of dark things that these mediums are being used for in this day and age. Horrible, awful, exploitative stuff. Don't be involved with that. Partner with the light and bring it to the darkness. All right, if you stuck around long enough, here's your bonus tip for you. I would recommend, so if you have exceptional customer service, you go back to that client and you thank them and you tag them on your Facebook profile. If it's a business, then you can easily leave a Google review. I won't mention Yelp. Does anybody still use Yelp? You can go to their LinkedIn page and leave a recommendation for them on their LinkedIn page. Again, if this is something more personal, like a celebration of life video, LinkedIn might not be applicable, but you can certainly thank them on Facebook, if not leave them a review on Facebook. So do it. It helps them, it helps you, and it's an extra way that you can set yourself apart from all the other video producers that, in this day and age, we can throw a brick at and hit.